happen.
At some point during the story, someone has to shout out, "Just do the fucking podcast," because we're pontificating. But so anyway, but
I volunteer.
Yeah.
It's not going to be me.
Oh yeah, right. No, so look, while that's terrible as it is, I did find this other while researching this story, I did find this other type of criticism interesting to me. Now, I'll just say this is a caveat right now. I'm a man.
Mhm.
John identifies as a man as well.
Mhm.
Kat is a female.
Mhm.
So I understand that I'm talking from the perspective of a man. So Kat, I want your feedback on this.
Sure.
And I know that what I can say is limited, and I get all that. So just to tell you the facts here, this other type of criticism I'm referring to is typified by a comment made by actor and singer Paloma Faith. I don't know who Paloma Faith is. Apparently she's a singer, and she also has a role on Gotham, which I've never seen.
Okay.
But she tweeted after seeing the film, quote, "Just seen the new Little Mermaid with my kids. And while I think Halle gives a good performance and it's great casting, as a mother of girls, I don't want my kids to think it's okay to give up your entire voice and your powers to love a man. What the fuck is this shit? Not what I want to be teaching next gen women at all," end quote. And when I read that, I was like, oh, wait a second. That's right. And I haven't seen the new movie, but in the original cartoon, she's told if you want to find love, you have to give up your voice, and you'll get your legs.
By
With
who?
that prince, certainly. Yeah.
Who is she told by, though?
Ursula, the sea witch.
The villain who manipulates her.
What's this? Bad people lie to you? This is not a lesson I want my children to learn.
Yeah. I gotta say, no, I haven't seen the new version. I would like to eventually, but I hear someone saying that. I hear, oh, you shouldn't give up, this for love or for a man. I never saw it that way, and I actually have no problem with any of the Disney princess stuff because I firmly believe it's all in the processing. So I never felt like, oh no, my daughter can't watch this because she shouldn't have Princess Aurora or Snow White as a role model. Because we could talk about, what happened here and what happened here. And specifically with the Little Mermaid, she wasn't saying, oh yes, I'm just going to give this up for this. I felt like she was going for something. And when you have a goal, it doesn't matter what the goal is. Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. And it was Ariel's story. If it had been, what's his name? The guy? Eric, right? If it had been his story, if he'd seen her first and fallen in love, who's to say he wouldn't have needed to give something up in order to be part of her world? So
like breathing.
Yeah. Like breathing. Or his
to be a part of the world.
I love you. It'd be a very short courtship.
Yeah. And then she just drags around his floating body from then on. She doesn't understand how humans work.
A waterlog just came out of the boat and Jaws corpse. She's just dragging around through the ocean.
He's asleep. Humans apparently sleep a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Just stick a dingle hopper in him. See if he's awake.
Yeah, test him. Is he done? Oh my gosh.
Well, again, as a male perspective, I guess, hearing or reading this tweet, my first reaction was like visceral, like, oh, right. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. But I came across this article written by Emily Ann Strong for Salon, and she says more or less what you're saying, Kat. First, which I thought was interesting, was she was saying that interesting stories have flawed characters.
Yes.
You need them to grow throughout the story. Otherwise, it's not terribly fantastic or interesting. Now, Rob Marshall, hearing these types of criticisms that we just mentioned that maybe are not, I don't want to say legitimate. They are, I guess, maybe not, I don't know. Valid's the same thing.
And they're not new either.
Yeah.
They were in the original Little Mermaid. Where was the uproar over the Little Mermaid? The first one, the animated one. The one that brought Disney Studios back from the brink, the one that got Oscar awards.
Yeah.
Who was raising a stink about, Ariel is teaching. We're on that cusp between what's acceptable. I mean, in media and what's getting criticized and for what reasons, and who wants to be outraged versus who wants to think critically about character flaws.
Well, Rob Marshall tried to head this off, because these criticisms, at least to your point, John, I don't know if there was an uproar. Apparently not, because the film did so well and, like you pointed out, saved Disney in some regard at the time. But in the decades since, it's been questioned. So Rob Marshall, what he did is he changed it a little bit. In the new film, Ursula misleads Ariel. She tells Ariel that she's giving up her, quote, siren song.
Okay.
Which already raises another question for me. I guess these mermaids are sirens in the sense that they have a song that leads men to their death. I don't know.
I guess.
Yep.
But
hate to lose that. I'm going to kill dudes.
Wait. Ursula. Dragging around a lifeless corpse singing to him.
Back to Eric.
You're next.
But Ursula doesn't tell her that she's going to lose her voice.
Right,
so
okay.
Ariel's actually surprised in the new film when she reaches the surface and can't speak because she's been tricked. But this author points out that she questions this kind of criticism, saying that she believes that we have swallowed a lot of people have fallen trap for this certain kind of feminism that she calls girl boss feminism. But what she says is it's a kind of feminism that simplifies feminism, I guess, by just saying you have a certain goal and you just need to overcome it while not actually doing anything to try to combat the systems that exist to keep you from achieving that goal. So essentially, you're saying just do it, but knowing, you're probably going to fail. And as a result, this author says that this philosophy leaves so many women behind, and it doesn't. And those it doesn't, it makes beholden to the system of oppression itself.
Interesting. There's so many different perspectives. And I believe I'm a feminist, but I try to always have context in mind. I try to, keep, there's so many windows you can look through.
Well, but Kat, you are mature and thoughtful, which is cheating because not everyone has those skills. So much now is knee-jerk reaction, and what can I be outraged about today right away without all the information?
Author Strong has an issue with the new film, and it's the way it tweaks it, saying that the script goes to pains to ensure that Ariel doesn't give up her voice for a man, but it robs her key decision of any ambiguity. As if the new Ariel can't be allowed to make a mistake, when the whole point of the original film is that she might have made one.
Yeah.
Now, taking it back to this Paloma Faith, who started off this, might be sort of looking into this and questioning in the first place. Faith is now receiving her own backlash, as Twitter denizens have unearthed a 2009 tweet from the celebrity reading, quote, "When I grow up," what's that?
Careful what you tweet.
You tweet.
In 2009, Faith tweeted, "When I grow up, I want to be the Little Mermaid."
Wow.
All right. Hey. All right, that was...
Just do the fucking podcast!
Yes, sir. Yes. We didn't warn people not to complain, so that was 1980s.